Hello and welcome, everyone. It's an absolute pleasure to be here with you today. My name is Garrett Johnson. I am the US and Canada General Manager here at LifeWave. It is my absolute pleasure to be able to host our LifeWave Connect Business webinar. As we get started into this, we certainly have an exciting time here at LifeWave. We have a lot that's going on. And so as we jump into this incredible topic that we're going to talk about today, we want to just start by just giving, maybe doing a little bit of housekeeping as we get going. But we are so excited about some of the things that are coming. As many of you know, we have our Compensation 2.0 that's going to be coming out in the very near future. It's still scheduled to launch in third quarter. And so as we move into that time frame, there is an exciting time. But one of the things we hear, from a number of people is, oh, it's so exciting. We love it, what we're seeing. But we want it to start now, but what I would suggest, and this is probably the best advice I could possibly give anyone as we're getting started into that, and that is don't wait for the new plan to be able to benefit from it. You want to start running now. You want to be in full momentum by the time the new plan kicks in, because the benefits are going to be there for you as well as for your new people. And so we are excited about being able to bring that new, the new benefits of everything that comes along with that new compensation plan. And that's really what our webinar today, a lot of what we're going to be discussing today is specifically about the different ways that you can earn with the new compensation plan. Now, we will be talking about as well, kind of how, in building teams and the benefit and how to build this, build that out as you grow here with LifeWave. But one of the things that we are really excited about is being able to show you step by step. If you do this, this is what you'll get. And so we'll have a chance to go through that here in just a moment. But as we get started, there is really so much happening here. And we just had a webinar a few weeks ago from David where he talked about our amazing products. We also obviously have our new member webinar that we do here in the US. Many of you have different webinars and different trainings that you have in your own local markets. If for some reason you have any issues or have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to your sales team, regardless of where they're at in the world, because they're certainly going to be there to help support you in making sure that you and your teams know exactly what you need to do to be able to be ready for this Compensation 2.0 launch. Now, it's my privilege and my opportunity today to be joined by someone who has definitely played a key role in the growth that we've seen here at LifeWave. Our presenter brings a powerful background of coaching, leadership, and team building. He's a third-generation head football coach. I'm a huge football fan myself, and so love hearing that. But he's also turned an entrepreneur and has transitioned into into this amazing direct selling industry with a passion for helping people feel better, perform better, and live better. Alongside his wife, he has built one of the most successful organizations in the industry, helping sell more than 1.5 billion in sales. Incredible amount. And so he's definitely been changing lives and has definitely made that process a part of everything that he is and everything he does. So I want to welcome our speaker today, Danny McDaniel. Danny, thanks for being on with us today.
Thank you so much, Garrett. I really appreciate it. Thanks for that warm introduction. Wasn't totally necessary, but thank you anyway. And it's a pleasure to be on here today. So I know the topic, guys, and I'll just tell you, I've probably put Garrett through more stress in the last 24 hours than he's been in a while with all my slide stuff that you're going to see today. So it's amazing how things come together at the last second, because here we are, and I've made some tweaks this morning, for you guys, and we got some great stuff to show you.
Fantastic. And one of the things that I'm really excited about is we had a Super Saturday, probably a little over a little over a month ago now, where we actually had, Danny, you had a chance to actually get up and kind of share how to earn with the compensation plan and kind of go step by step and how that looks and how that works. But one of the things we found in that there were a few minor mistakes, and they weren't anything major. So it was, for the most part, was accurate. And but what we wanted to do was take an opportunity, because I think that was also one of those presentations that we heard the most really positive feedback, because people do want to know, how, if I get started and I get moving, how do I earn an extra $200, $300, $500, And so what we're going to show today isn't exactly, well, if they follow it exactly, certainly they will earn exactly what we're going to talk about, but it's going to be an example of how you can do it. And so I'm excited to be able to see it. And of course, I know you have some additional things you want to share as well, Danny, but I'm going to go ahead and turn the time over to you to kind of give you a chance to actually maybe introduce yourself a little bit, just so that we get to know you. I know you were on a webinar with us. I think it was in February of this year. So it hasn't been too long, but because of the topic and because you did so well on Super Saturday, we want to bring you back and have a chance to share this as well. And so I'll go ahead and turn the time over to you and have a chance to listen to go through these numbers, which I think are very exciting.
Okay, you bet. Well, guys, it is a pleasure to be able to teach you some things this morning about the new comp plan 2.0. And you just got to keep in mind, I'm learning just like you are. I mean, Garrett's taught me probably 3 or 4 different things in the last 24 hours. So I'm learning, and you get those aha, wow, yeah, I didn't know that technicality, and I didn't know that technicality. So today, my role is to give you a broad stroke overview of really how to get someone started fast in this business. When the new compensation plan enhancements go into effect, new comp plan 2.0, what's going to happen is you're going to have an incredible opportunity to help new people from day one when their clock starts. You have to keep in mind, they will have a 9-week clock, technically 9-week clock. From the day they enroll, that counts as their first week, whether they enroll on the last day of the pay period or the first day of the pay period. So that enrollment week plus 8 more weeks, that's a clock that starts for the new business launch bonus that your new brand partners will be eligible to earn incredible bonuses to help people get off to a fast start in LifeWave. And so that's the main, out of all 9 ways that you can earn income, that's one of the main things as a leader, as a business builder, and as a mentor, to help people advance in ranks. That this is the one thing you're going to want to focus on the most, because this is how you get, when you can help people earn money quick, it's going to help your retention rate. It's going to keep their excitement up. It's going to help them have more courage and have more strength as they go out and share the message of LifeWave and the incredible patches that we have at LifeWave. And you got to keep in mind, I can't guarantee you a dime, and you can't ever do that either with anybody. You always have to tell people, I can't guarantee you 1 cent in earnings, but what I can guarantee you is we have an incredible compensation plan, and here's what it can afford you if you're willing to put the work in, because you're the variable. The comp plan is not the variable. You happen to be the variable. And like Garrett said, today, what I'm about to show you, these slides that I'm about to show you, this is meant to be a broad stroke overview. You always have to refer to LifeWave's policy and procedures and LifeWave's compensation plan in its original structure as stated, in your back office, to look for every single technicality so that all your I's are dotted, all your T's are crossed, and every last detail of the compensation plan. But when you got a guy like me teaching today, just know that my role is to give you a general understanding, from a teaching standpoint, because I'm a teacher and I'm a coach, and that's what I do. My job is to help make complicated things look simple. And I want you got to understand, when we talk to people, after 28 years of doing this, I wholeheartedly believe you have to help people understand, put them in the situation when they're learning math, because the whole thing is, it's the computer that's doing the math. Okay. Garrett's not doing the math. I'm not doing the math. It's the computer that's doing the math. So you got to help people understand, here's how the computer will calculate this. Here's how the computer will tally this. And so that's what I'm going to do with you today. So everything I do with you, listen to it as with the ears of a student wanting to, duplicate what the teacher's teaching. So you become the teacher as well. And also keep in mind that people, when they're brand new, you've got to help them count the math. You got to help them, meaning you got to help them count the money. I just even this morning, we just got back in from a trip this morning, and our next door neighbor, she's 8 years old, and she came over here to feed the cats because we've been gone, and we paid her money. And you know what she was doing? She's counting the money. She's counting the money because she wants to know how much she earned for feeding the cat for 5 days. We went to Switzerland a few weeks ago and we were gone and she fed the cats for 14 days. She counted the money when we gave it to her. That's what people do. Don't think for a second that every waitress, every waiter, anyone that gets tips, every valet person, they may smile at you and say thank you and put it in their pocket, but as soon as you are gone, they are in the back counting the money. They want to know how much they earned. This is life. It's not greed. It's not anything like that. It's just people want to know those numbers. So how much more so for somebody in LifeWave when you get somebody involved? It's important that you help them understand how to count their earnings so that they can get excited about their productivity and what they're doing. So let's get straight into these slides. And today's topic, what we're going to cover is we're going to cover the business launch bonus, because now I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I just now I've been talking to you, okay, and you say you want to get started and you're ready to engage in this business. I'm going to let you know, I'm going to say, hey, Judy, just know that if you enroll today, you have a 9-week clock that starts today to earn some incredible bonuses with LifeWave. And I'd be happy to show you what they all entail. They're amazing and you can go over that kind of stuff with them. But the thing is I just want you to know this, I just want you to know this because this clock starts. So if you're ready to start engaging in this business and share these patches, with other people that you know and love and earn extra income, the clock starts today. And if you're not ready for that, I believe we need to get you started as a preferred customer or preferred customer plus until that point comes, because I don't want your clock to start and miss out on 9 full weeks of incredible bonuses that our company has until you're absolutely ready. So is that something you're ready for? And if they say yes, hey, you get them started and know the clock starts. This week is week 1 and you got 8 more consecutive weeks. And then what if they say, like I had a lady last week that I talked to, incredible lady. She's ready for the patches. But she said, I want to get results first. I really am not interested in sharing it yet. I believe I will be. And in fact, I'm almost 100% sure I will be. But I really want to spend at least 90 days on these patches before I start sharing it with others. And I said, okay, well, here's the thing. Right now, we need to start you as a preferred customer, because when your clock starts to earn new business launch bonuses, then you're going to be fresh and out of the gate when you're ready to go. She goes, that's great. Thanks for telling me. Because the thing is, I don't want them to come back to me 6 months from now and go, hey, Danny, how come you didn't tell me I wasn't ready to work the business when you first enrolled me? I told you I wanted to get results first before I started sharing it. And, 90 days have passed, all these weeks, and I missed out on these bonuses. You don't want that to happen. So communicate well when you're visiting with your people before you enroll them about this clock starting. Okay, so here we go. Let me show you what these business launch bonuses do in simple terms. So we're going to use the advanced enrollment kit as the example. Garrett told you that too. We're using, just for instructional purposes, we're using consistent numbers, meaning the advanced enrollment kit, because it could vary. It could be all cores, or it could be all premiums, or it could be a mix and match of those kind of enrollments. But to do the math easy and show you the concept, let's work from a strategic point today of an advanced order, which is $535 plus tax and shipping, and it opens up the whole compensation plan for you to be able to access, all the different ways that we earn income. Okay, so look at the terms, just so you know. PV stands for personal volume. That's your volume plus any customers that you have. QDV is qualified down the line volume, which becomes all the volume that gets pushed down into your binary teams. That is from, I believe, your personal enrollment team. And then you have PIB, which is product introduction bonuses. You shouldn't be a stranger to that, but new people are. So those are bonuses that you earn when you enroll new brand partners with one of our enrollment kits. And then there's a new BP bonus, which is the new brand partner bonus, and that's part of the business launch bonus. So let's look at week 1, and let's just say this is all that happened on week 1. Okay, a full week went by. You came in at advanced, and you found 2 people that you loved and put one on your right team and one on your left team. and they both came in at advanced. Okay, so now the clock strikes 12 on Sunday night at midnight Central Standard Time, and here's what happens. The computer starts doing math. Well, you actually had $900 of QDV for the pay period. But first of all, let's backtrack and look at your two enrollees. You enrolled one partner at advanced, you earned $75 in product introduction bonuses. On the other side, you enrolled another person and they came in at advanced, you earned another $75 there. So that's $150. But because you had $900 of qualifying downline volume, you achieved the first rank in the company called one-star manager. You only needed 750 for that to happen. And you had $900 of qualifying downline volume. That's your 300 plus the other two, which gave you a new brand partner bonus. This is the business launch bonus of $25. Now, as long as you remain active, that continues. You'll earn another 25 the next week as well. I mean, this is how exciting this is. It wasn't a one-time bonus. These bonuses can carry over as we go. So there you go. Your first week, you could have earned $175 just from you coming in and bringing two people in at the advanced stage. And Garrett, interrupt me anytime if you need to correct something or add something. So feel free to.
No, you are right on. This is perfect.
Okay. So now let's look at, here's what I want you to understand about the flow of things, because we have this concept called, QDV. All right. So QDV, I'm going to go back, is you have 900 QDV. It's important for you to know this 900 doesn't die. Okay. It works in rolling cycles. You have 31 days of being active. And so because of that 900 QDV carries over into week 2. And remember, this is a broad stroke overview. Every little technicality of those 31 days, you're going to get all that. But right now, I want you to see to the big picture. Okay, so the 900 QDV carries over into week 2. So that's like credit. You have $900 of QDV credit that's going to be accredited to you as you move forward, and we accumulate more volume as you build your business in week 2. Okay, so let's look at week 2. You already have 2 new brand partners from week 1, and you add 2 more, and they both come in at the advanced level. Well, now you earned 2 $75 product introduction bonuses because of 2 new brand partners. Now the computer's got to do the math. The pay period ends Sunday night, midnight, or 11:59. And what happens now is you have that $900 QDV from week 1, adding to 600 of this week. Now you have 1,500 QDV, which qualifies you for the second rank in the company called 2-star manager. And you have a new brand partner bonus of $50 because you're a 2-star manager now instead of a 1-star manager. So that's now $200 in weekly earnings. So that's pretty exciting. So it's really simple so far. Okay. You got new brand partner bonus, and you get those by hit 1-star manager, get a $25 brand partner bonus. Then you hit 2-star manager, and here comes a $50 recurring bonus, as long as you maintain that rank. Okay. Next is
one of the things I like about that slide too is it's not that different than what we're teaching now, which is 2 on your right and 2 on your left, to get started. So I like that.
Exactly. I mean, let's back up with that, Garrett. So here we go. This is what we've been doing. 2 on the right, 2 on the left, just like Garrett said. Now look what that produces in this world. You got to help someone understand that, hey, if we get 2 on the right, 2 on the left this week, and they come in at the advanced level, here's what can happen. And you can earn an extra $200 in your very first week. Now we're looking at 2 weeks here, but what if someone wanted to do that in 1 week? There's people that get to manager in a day. There's people that hit these ranks in a day, or people that hit these ranks in 3 days. So we're just giving you a week by week scenario to show you the model and how the math works. You can speed this up, you can slow it down, you can add to it. I mean, just know how the math works. Okay, so in its simplest form. So here we go. Now let's see how that carries over. Okay, your week 2 flow looks like this. You had $1,500 QDV, you hit 2-star manager, you made $200 in earnings, not counting your retail sales and other things like that. But week 3, here's week 3. That 1,500 of total QDV carries over into week 3, and that's how you start week 3. Okay, so now let's go to week 3. In week 3, you're not only going to add 2 more brand partners yourself, but you had one of your new brand partners that said, hey, I've got people I love that want this patch, and they get people enrolled. Okay, so first let's look at you. You enrolled 2 new brand partners personally, so you earned $75 PIB through, because of both of them. So that's $150 extra you've earned by enrolling 2 new people. But one of your brand partners on your right team enrolled 2 people as well. And in doing so, they duplicated what you did over there in week 1, and they earned $175 because they earned 2 PIBs of $75 and a $25 new brand partner bonus because they wound up hitting 1-star manager. But let's look at you now. What did you earn? You earned your $150 from enrolling 2 people at the advanced level, and you earned your $50 recurring new brand partner bonus because you're active and you qualified. And you also now get an enrolling brand partner matching bonus because one of your new enrollees got a brand partner bonus. So you earned a $12.50 bonus because you are a 2-star manager. And that's what happens when you're a 2-star manager. You qualify for the $12.50, $12.50 enrollee brand partner matching bonus. So your total for the week, $212.50. So just think, I've got to learn how to do math. I've got to learn how to calculate these figures. It's not hard. I'm just looking at, the business volume of what of my brand partners underneath me. I'm looking at weekly what I earn, looking at what happens there, and your back office is going to show you these things. But once you see it like this, guys, I think it's going to be real simple. Garrett, anything?
No, I had a good friend of mine say once you really understand the numbers, you're going to have that one night when it kind of clicks in where you're like, understand how powerful that just the concept of network marketing or the whole, the numbers of the compensation plan, and where you might not sleep that night once you kind of catch on and go, oh my gosh, this is quite powerful, So I think that when you're talking about understanding the numbers, I think it is understanding how this is just a few weeks, but it does compound over time. And it just, what you can do in the first few weeks is impressive, but over time is incredible.
Exactly. These guys, we're showing you bare bone basics and we're doing it slow because we're already in week 3. And so we're just showing you after 21 days what it could look like by enrolling a few people and then one of your brand partners starting to take off. So what does it look like? Okay, you finished week 3 and you've actually had $2,700 of QDV, and you're really not far from 3-star manager. And so that, that's a whole nother training in itself, but you're really close to that point, but you're still a 2-star manager. You're earning $212.50. The good news is you got $2,700 of QDV carrying over into week 4, which is plenty to rank up to 3-star manager. You just need to have one of your personal brand partners underneath you that actually accrues $1,000 of business volume in that pay period to elevate you to 3-star manager. And we haven't done that yet. In fact, in this model right here, we're still going to fall short, but that's okay. We're focused on numbers and math right now to show you how you earn money, not so much the ranks. So here's you. It's week 4. You add 2 more. So in the first month, you've added 4 on your right and 4 on your left, it looks like. But because of the 2 that you added, P7 and P8, you earned $75 each there. And remember, your new brand partners, that you've got 2 more brand partners that decided to take off, and they added 2 new brand partners, one on their left and one on their right. You see with the green on the left and the yellow on the right. So they both earned $175. They earned $75 apiece for bringing their brand partners in with PIBs, and they both earned a 1-star manager new brand partner bonus of $25 each. So let's look at you now. What did you accomplish? Well, you earned your 2 $75 PIBs. You earned your recurring new brand partner bonus of $50 because you're a 2-star manager. And now you earned $37.50 on enrolling brand partner matching bonuses. That is pretty cool. That's $12.50 per brand partner. Two are new and one's recurring. Because you've got 3 sets of them there. Remember, these are recurring bonuses. And am I correct there, Garrett, on how this is shaking out?
Yep, everything's right. Exactly.
So your total, $237.50 for your weekly earnings. Now, keep in mind here, as you look at this, just a side note, because you have $900 on each side this week of business volume, because now scratch that, what I just said. Take a look at all of your personally enrolled brand partners that have people in, okay? Each one of them have $900 of total QDV, each one of them, because each one of them have 2 people. So that's, 300 BV times 3, 900. So you don't have a personal leg that has produced 1,000 yet. They're only $100 away from having $1,000 of QDV, which would elevate you to 3-star manager. So you're just that close in this model to hitting 3-star manager. And that's a couple of orders away. Okay, but let's look at what the math looks like now. Okay, you've been in 4 weeks and you've enrolled 4 people on your right, 4 people on your left during those 4 weeks. And some of your new people have started to take off. You had 2,700 QDV total. And your 2-star manager, you earned $237.50. So you earned $825 for the month, plus $192 in level earnings bonuses. Now that's pretty cool. I'm going to go over that in just a second. But without retail, not counting retail profits or any of the retail bonuses, you earned $1,000. You would have earned $1,017 in your first 4 weeks in LifeWave, just by that right there. So can you help people get off to a fast start here? Absolutely. Will people be excited to keep moving forward in their journey with LifeWave if they can do things like this? Absolutely. So if you want to be an incredible leader who, is influential and who duplicates and replicates success, this is how you do it. You learn this thing. And don't ever tell yourself, I'm not good at numbers. Don't ever tell yourself, this is not algebra, it's math. We learn math in like 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade. This is basic math. So you got to learn basic math so that you can teach others the basic math here, and take it upon yourself as a leader to learn that. And there's power in words. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. So don't speak death over yourself. Don't say, this compensation plan's hard to understand. Comp plans, I'm just not good at numbers. I don't understand things like this. No, you learn things. You watch it over and over and over. Guys, 28 years ago, when I first got in direct sales, we started with $130, no credit cards, and no one to borrow money from. And we were in Chapter 13 bankruptcy. And we made $140,000 in our very first year in this industry back in 1997. Doesn't mean you're going to. So I'm just telling you what we did factually. But during that time, we made $140,000 our first year. That was a lot for 1997, coming out of bankruptcy, never seeing money in your life. I still couldn't show the comp plan after a year. But you know what I did? I watched it over and over and over and over and over. And I understood it. I just couldn't teach it very well. And then, it just clicked in. There was a point where I remember doing a small training with some of our distributors a year in, and I got stuck. I just got completely locked up and stuck, showing things on the dry erase board. And one of my gals on the front row corrected me and helped me get through it. And we did it together. Was I embarrassed? Absolutely not. I'd already made $140,000. I wasn't embarrassed at all. I just rolled with the punches, but I didn't speak death over myself, and I didn't lose my confidence. I just kept making efforts to learn the comp plan and master the comp plan. So this is one of the keys to you being a good leader here and helping other people win and be successful, is to help them count the math in the early stages. Okay, so what happens now? Here's what happens next. And you got to really take a look at this. This is what's going to make everything make sense for you, okay? So after 4 weeks, you're going to start week 5, okay? Remember, you only have a 31-day rolling cycle here. And so what's going to happen is week one's volume will fall off. Okay, you already earned money from that production. And you had $990 of QDV in week one, your very first week. That's gone. It washes. Okay. So week two is now your week one. Week three is your week two. And week four is your week three. And week five becomes your week four. But look what happens is your previous week 2, 3, and 4, they all carry over into week 5. That's 600 QDV from your week 2, 1200 QDV from week 3, 1800 QDV from week 4. That's 3600 QDV that carries over into your new week 4. It's week 5, but it's your new week 4. So you look at what you gained. You have all this momentum. You have all this volume in the pipeline. It's going to help you earn even greater income in the next week. So that's the beauty of understanding how these volumes keep carrying over from week to week to week. Garrett, anything?
No, if you could just go back, I think 2 slides. I just want to just touch on one thing really quick. Yeah, that one there. What I love about this slide in particular is it shows you how much you make, but we have 2 people here, and we already saw one from P2 as well. They made $175, and how impactful that is when your team starts earning that income. It changes everything, not just for you, but for them, and it just their vision, their belief, everything just goes up significantly. So, in this example, we have three team members who have actually started earning income. And that's quite powerful as they start to do that. So that's all I want to do is just kind of touch on how important that is to making sure your team members are not just you're making it, but they make it as well. So
yeah, no, that's great. Okay, guys, I hope you understand the flow of what weekly cycles look like too, because it's very important as you correlate QDV, to how to earn money here and how to rank up. Okay, so I'm going to give you a glimpse of the level earnings bonuses because you actually were earning more money. Remember, I had told you right here, that you earned $825 for the month, but you also earned $192 in level earnings bonuses. Okay, so your level earnings bonuses start as soon as you're an active brand partner. You can earn a 3% level earnings bonus as you bring new brand partners into the business for the week. Then when you hit the rank of 1-star manager, it goes up to 5% for the week. And then 2-star manager, 7% for the week. 3-star, 7%. And then you see it go across 7 across the board. But then there's level 2 and level 3 bonuses. So once you get to 2-star manager, now you're earning a second level bonus. So let's look at what that's like based on this model, this schematic, what that would have looked like. Okay, so let's go back to week 1. We backtrack. All right. In week 1, you didn't just earn $175. You actually earned $205. And we're taking this out of that whole $192, at the end that I just spoke. Okay. So we're back at week 1. So you earned your new brand partner bonus, your business launch bonus, $25, but your level earnings bonus was $30 because you actually earned right here a 5% bonus of the $600 of BV that's underneath you in your organization. So those are your 2 new enrollees. That was $600 total BV. 5% of that, 5 times 6 is 30. You made $30 in what's called a level 1 bonus. Okay, so let's look at what happened in week 2. You did the same thing all over again, except you elevated to 2-star manager, which now gives you a 7% level 1 bonus instead of 5%. So now from your 2 new people that enrolled, and you had $300 of BV each, which is $600 of business volume, you earned a $42 level 1 matching bonus there. And so your weekly earnings went up to $242. And then in week 3, here's what happened in week 3. You earned once again over here on the left. You enrolled 2 more people, which was $600 of BV. You're 2-star manager, so you get a 7% level 1 bonus. 7 times 6 is 42, 0.07. 0.07 times 6 is 42. You get a $42 bonus there. But now you're a new guy. Remember, your new guy had enrolled 2 people in week 3. So they produced $600 of volume. And they're a 1-star manager. Well, guess what? you get a level 2 bonus now because you're a 2-star manager. So a 2-star manager gets a 2% second, an L2 bonus, a level 2 bonus. So that's $12. So now look at your earnings, based on 3 weeks there. This looks like 266. I'm sorry. Had a little glitch in my keynote there, but that's all right. We'll move forward. I think you get it. And so let's go to this last one, which is week 4. When we look at week 4, here's you bring 2 more people in. It's the same 7%. Okay. So you earn $42 more with level 1 bonuses, but now you had 2 other brand partners that brought 2 people in, which produced $600 of BV underneath them, which qualified you for your level 2 bonuses for the week of 2% each, because you're a 2-star manager, which gave you $12 each in bonuses. And guys, those $12 add up. Those $12 add up, $25 adds up, $12.50 adds up. All of these numbers add up. They compound. And that's the beauty of this business. That's why you got to know your math. So now look at the math over here on the right. You actually would have earned earned $303.50 in that 3rd week. Okay. And then, in that 4th week. So I think that pretty much covers it. So your total, once again, would be $1,017 for the month. And that is a very beautiful process. And I believe that wraps up that part of things, Garrett.
Yeah, and I think that I love how you kind of went through that level earning bonus, helping everyone to kind of understand how that adds to it, each week as well. And the thing that's beautiful about it as well, you don't have to figure that out every single week. How much am I going to make? Because your back office is going to give you all that information automatically. But what an incredible being able to see what people can earn up front early on. There is a psychological number, and we don't know exactly probably what that number is. And maybe it's a little different for every person. But when they start to earn that $100, $200, $300, in a month, it really starts to trigger something different where they're going, oh my gosh, this actually works. It's real. And if I can do this in my first, let's say, month, what can I do in 3, 4, 5, and so as they, so it just kind of continues to help build that belief, that dream that, there really is something more to this, than, than just, hey, great, amazing products that we know are changing lives. But now there's, in fact, that's something that when I sometimes will talk with different teams, they'll always ask me, what's your favorite product in the company? And sometimes to catch them off guard, I'll say the compensation plan is my favorite product, because we know that that yes, the products are changing people's lives for their health and for sure for the better. We know that's happening. The science is absolutely incredible what David Schmidt's created. But that compensation plan is certainly something that when we look at what people need in their lives, sometimes people's bad health is due to the fact that they don't make anything. They don't have enough money, they're stressed all the time. And we know that is a common issue in our world today. And so I know that sometimes when people maybe aren't ready to talk about money or not ready to share that side of it, they're really actually, preventing people from understanding what their full potential is here. And so we always say, lead with the money. And then if that doesn't work, you got to fall back on the products, because if you talk about the products and they're not interested, you can't kind of fall back on the income. So anyways, it's just some thoughts on that, but certainly loved being able to see those slides and the numbers and everything you pulled out there, because I think it's actually very, very helpful.
Yeah. You've got to be able to call your friend and say, hey, Sherry, did you realize you just made $175 in your first 4 days in LifeWave? And they go, are you serious? And you go, yeah, here's how that happened. And they go, and then you're like, who else can we talk to? And they go, well, I've got a list of people we can talk to. Let's go. Or, hey, Don, do you realize you just made $220 in your first week in LifeWave? Because they don't know these things. It's our job to communicate the message to these folks on how much they earned those first 3 days or first 5 days or first week or whatever, because it helps get them off to a faster start. And it is magical. It is the $75 profit. It is the $150. It is the $250 that just causes someone to totally accelerate in the business, versus they have the earnings, but they don't even know it. and they're not stepping out because they haven't correlated. When I open my mouth and share this, I'm actually earning some pretty great income here and some great bonuses very fast.
Yeah, no, and I love that. So as we kind of look at this, and as you're getting someone started, I also love the concept of making sure that they're ready to start running. When they come in, if they're wanting to wait and see how the products work, that PC Plus, they're still going to get the wholesale price. But now it gives them a chance to get the experience and not miss out on some of the bonuses. Because I think for many teams, there was some the concern of well, what if they want to get started right away, or what if they do or they don't? We won't know until they get started and start experiencing it, and they could lose a number of weeks in that. Whereas I think a lot of people right now do just enroll people as brand partners because it's just a simpler process. But one of the things that's very exciting also is there's a much simpler process of upgrading someone now from a preferred customer to a brand partner. Whereas I used to have to kind of sign up completely separate. Now there is a button in the back office where they can upgrade easily. And so they're just a few steps that we've made. And I know that especially as we roll out Compensation 2.0, though, that's just going to become more and more impactful as we make that, hopefully that transition as a seamless, easy process for everyone.
And Garrett, it's going to be essential that everybody that we adopt certain language in, because that language, part of the language you want to adopt is your clock will start. You're going to have to use these words, your clock. I want you to know it's my responsibility to let you know when we get you enrolled, there's a clock that starts that applies to these particular bonuses, and they're huge, and I want to make sure you know about it before you get signed up so that you know what you have access to and don't miss it. Because if you're not ready, I don't want you to come back and get mad at me because I didn't tell you about these bonuses that start when you sign up. Because that actually what that's going to work, it's going to work to your favor, because what it's going to do is they're going to get more curious and even more, they're going to want to know more. Okay, well, what's this clock? I mean, what are these bonuses that are attached to this 9 weeks? I want to know more about them, because it may get them in action even quicker. So it's psychologically going to even work, I believe, in your favor. But if someone is adamant and is just saying, no, I need time, I want to wait, I think it's our responsibility to sign them up as a preferred customer or preferred customer plus. If they say I might be ready, in 60 days, or I might be ready in 90 days, just give me some time to get the results I want on these patches, because that puts you in a great situation to be a good leader and problems not fall back on you, and people not get mad at you for lack of communication.
Yeah, and the other thing I love about that too is, with the new with Compensation 2.0, there's some additional bonuses in there as well for when you enroll customers. And so I know that in the current plan, there's some concern with the amount that you would earn on a customer versus a brand partner. Whereas now I think you're actually making more, upfront on a customer as they're getting started, by comparison to a brand partner. If we're just taking just a sole look on the initial volume, let's say it's for a sleeve of X39, what is the benefit? Well, I'm going to get a retail profit on it, and I'm also going to get potentially a retail bonus, or a customer bonus. A customer premium is what we call it, and so just some additional things that kind of incentivize that, so that way you can actually give someone the best experience without trying to push them into becoming a brand partner if they're not ready for it yet. And that we don't want that clock to start too early. I love that terminology, and using it, I think, is going to be really important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And those cuts, and we'll teach and train on this, guys, but the customer, you want to look at the customer situation and the customer, what are the 5, 10, and 20% bonuses called? The customer
Premium.
The customer premiums, you're going to want to look at that in the same way we looked at this today. You're going to want to look at it in columns and how it flows 4 weeks at a time, because those customer volumes add up to week 1, transfers into week 2, and it builds up. Week 2, transfers into week 3. So your customer volume, will add weekly to you earning bigger bonuses. You'll jump from 5 to 10% just like that, and from 10 to 20% just like that. So it's a good thing.
Absolutely. So as you're building out and you're using the examples we did, we don't have any customers in there that are being enrolled or any of that information there. But that just goes to show that that as if someone's not quite ready to join as a brand partner, that's just additional volume you're going to earn income on in addition to everything else we've shown you. So it's just an addition to rather than a subtraction from, I guess if that makes sense. So definitely just some additional incentives for people as they're getting started to get people started right and get moving in a way that's going to hopefully maximize the compensation plan for them as they get started. And one other thing I wanted to mention when you were mentioning it before, talking about, hey, you just earned an extra 175, just making sure that they know that. But what an amazing opportunity it is for us to recognize them. That whole recognition side of it as well is an important part of building the community, building that experience for them where it's a really positive thing that, oh my gosh. Because I mean, let's face it, when you get your first paycheck at a normal job or a normal job, how often does your boss come to you and say, hey, congratulations on earning your first paycheck? Well, they don't, they don't, they probably don't even care that much. So the fact that there is someone that is watching, that is looking after them, that's helping and then recognizing them, I think is, put a person in a position where they're going, I'm not used to this, but I like it, so, no, it's definitely a great part of, the being able to help someone get that initial experience that you want them to have.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, let's just take a quick look. We got about 9 minutes before we're at the top of the hour. I know there's been a few questions here. Let me just go through and see if there's anything that's we want to add. So someone is asking the questions between dollars in QDV versus points in QDV. It's really used interchangeably, so there is no difference. Is that how would you agree with that, Danny?
Yeah. Yeah. We have to keep in mind that, LifeWave's in 80 plus countries. So there's many different foreign currencies. There's the South African rand, there's the euro, there's the Swiss franc, there's the yen, there's the US dollar. And so LifeWave's computer system has to be able to take all these currencies and put them in one value. And that value is points. So there's where when you get QDV, that's QDV is we can't say dollars because it doesn't compute, to the foreign currencies. So always think about that. That's just how you're classifying volume.
Yeah. Love
Did
that.
that answer it correctly?
Yeah, no, I think so. Yep. That's exactly right. So I actually like this question because so someone is asking this: Does this apply to current brand partners? Meaning, if I'm going to come over I'm in where would I fall in the new compensation plan? I think because let's say they have 10,000 in BV on their team, but they don't have maybe the structure to become a new manager, having 2 on the right, 2 on the left. Where will they be in the new plan? And I guess, I'll let you answer that because that's what we have you on here, but, certainly add any thoughts I have, but, I think that kind of the structure that's required in the old plan isn't necessarily required, at least for the first few ranks.
Yeah. I don't have the exact answer for everybody in LifeWave on, hey, where am I going to be once this thing flips and the switch turns and all of a sudden there's new ranks. Dinah and I don't even know exactly. So I'm not even concerned about it because it's all good. Because at the end of the day, we earn a paycheck. And so that's what I do know. My faith is in the paycheck. I didn't get in this company for a rank. And I'm not being condescending to any of you guys at all for asking that question. I'm just saying, so don't worry about the rank of when the transition happens. Don't be concerned about the rank. Just know that now tells you where you're at in the structure of the comp plan. And you just go from there and go, okay, here's what I have to do to get to that next level. Here's what I have to do to get to that next level. And it's going to be clear. It's going to be concise. And you're going to be able to do it because everything's in place for you to be able to do it. You can't earn a new brand partner. You can't earn a business launch bonus. I can't either. But you know what? We can go out and help, 10 new people earn a business launch bonus and drive our checks up and drive our ranks up by helping the new people earn these business launch bonuses and all the other things that are attached to them, the level earnings bonuses, and earn all the new stuff. It's incredible.
Yeah, and I think that's the key to it is everyone's going to start at wherever they start, when the new plan kicks over. But the beautiful thing is you don't have to worry about it. You literally can go into your back office and it'll actually show you right exactly where you're at and what you need to do to reach that next rank. And so similar to what you would see now, you could go back and let's say I want to become a manager. It's going to look at it. It's going to say these are the requirements, and if you met all the requirements, it'll have kind of a green tick box next to the ones you have done, and a little red X where the ones you need to work on. And it'll be the same thing, slightly different requirements, of course, but the same concept of, hey, now what's next? What do I need to do next to get to that next rank? And the other thing that's beautiful about the new plan as well is with each rank comes new benefits, whereas in the current plan doesn't necessarily guarantee any extra income or any extra benefit, depending on the rank, of course. Whereas in the new plan, each rank does add some additional benefits. So it just kind of incentivizes that next to keep stretching, keep pushing to that next rank, which ultimately helps with retention, which is what we want people to stay around as long as we possibly can.
Yeah. And the business launch bonus, guys, I believe is the key to retention, getting people off to a fast start.
Okay, let's see here. We are, so I like how someone just said, this is a new kind of touchdown. I think with your background in football, certainly is the case. Okay, do we know the launch date for the new comp plan? This is something I get asked all the time. We don't have an exact date. We are being told it is going to be in third quarter, which means we have till the end of September, which is when, as far as third quarter goes. But exactly when, we don't have a date yet. But our goal is, of course, is to have it roll out as quickly as possible. And once we kind of have a finalized date, we'll make sure we announce that to everybody. Let's see.
And on that note, guys, what has to happen is you have to take today for what it is. We have an incredible compensation plan here that's as great as I've ever seen. And when you put this right here along with it, and this drives the compensation plan. And so even if there was no changes that were ever going to happen, guys, I think everybody in the company knows that's why you're here. We've got the most incredible compensation that I've ever seen in this industry, and this fuels it. So you have to continue to maintain that confidence and work today as if the comp plan is not going to be here for another year. You can't have this attitude of, well, I'm going to hold off, I'm going to wait 60 days, or I'm going to wait till they do this, or wait. No. Don't do that. That is that's a business killer, is what that is. Your mindset, you are in a highly lucrative business with a company that is soaring, a company that has magnificent growth, over 3,000% growth since 2018. We've won the Bravo Award for 2 years straight, being the number one growth company out of 6,000 companies, I believe, in the United States. David Schmidt has professed that we're the fastest growing direct sales company in the world. There's a reason for it, and you don't want to jump off the train or go wait at another train station while this train's moving at a high speed. This train is moving, okay? And when the transition happens, it's going to be just like that in one day. But until then, I have to treat every day like I did last month and the month before last and 6 months ago when I knew nothing about Comp Plan 2.0.
Love that. And it really is. It's just doing the income producing activities that you've been taught to do over time, to just stick with the system, stick with it, keep moving forward every single day. As soon as you get out of that habit, it is not easy to get back into it. You do not want to get, you don't want to get on any of those really good habits of staying consistent every single day. So any last thoughts though? We're just coming to the top of the hour. Any last thoughts before we go?
Well, Garrett, I hope I don't make everybody mad here, but I don't talk about the new comp plan right now. And I'm talking about it today because you asked me, but just for our team, the team that we lead, we don't talk about the new comp plan. We're not training on the new comp plan. We did some stuff because the word's out, and legally LifeWave had to put this information out. So therefore the cat's out of the bag. So as leaders, we have to make our you have to lead your troops and you have to help them feel secure in what's going on and knowledgeable, just like we're doing today. LifeWave's trying to help you feel secure and knowledgeable about what's coming and excited about what's coming. But at the same time, you got to walk away from a training like today and you got to go, okay, wow, I can't wait for that to happen. But you know what? I got the greatest comp plan there is. I got to go to work. I got to work with manager, director, senior director. I'm a manager making machine. I got to do today what needs to be done today and not get caught up in tons of conversation about new comp plan until that day happens. Because guys, I just gave you wisdom right there.
No, I love that advice, and I don't think, well, you might ruffle some feathers, I don't know, but certainly not from my end, because I agree with you. The more we can focus on because the more we've spent on talking about the new comp plan, it can become distracting because of, I'm so excited about it, I just want it to happen. Whereas we want everyone to just stay active, stay moving, stay focused, and keeping those, because one of the most valuable things you can have, within a business like this is to stay consistent every day. And the second you get out of that habit, it can really mess everything up, and you don't want to ever have that happen. So stay consistent every single day, and I guarantee the rewards will come when the new plan, whenever it's rolled out. But stay focused on what we have available to us today, which is our current plan with the most amazing products that we have out there, especially with our hero product X39. You certainly can't have a better product that is definitely making that kind of a difference in everyone's lives. So Danny, thank you again so much for your time today and being willing to come on and share this. Like I say, it was definitely one of those topics that we certainly got a lot of great feedback from our Super Saturday that we held. And so we'll be able to, I'm sure this will be a well-watched webinar as well, because especially once it's rolled out, I think people will say, okay, hey, now I got to really figure out the math. And this is the perfect way to come back and rewatch it and just continue to learn it. So thank you for so much for your time today.
Thank you, Garrett.
All right, and thanks everyone else for being on with us. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing this webinar to you, and we look forward to being able to do so again next month on our LifeWave Connect business webinar. But until then, we'll say goodbye for now, and we'll look forward to catching up with all of you hopefully very soon at an upcoming event. If not, we'll see you next month on our webinar.